Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaley Gray, and I'm super excited today because I have Yvonne and Shelby Karamoko.
Yep.
Yes, I nailed it. And so today we're going to talk about how I have a dream. And it's not me personally having a dream, but it's about a book that Yvonne recently wrote that's called I Have a Dream. And so we're going to kind of talk about that today because I feel like so many people have dreams and they don't really know how to take a step towards that dream. So Yvonne's going to kind of share his process and everything. And so Yvonne, take it away. Let us know, like, where did this dream come from?
Yeah. So, interestingly enough, first thing I want to say, thank you for having us.
Yes.
We're incredibly happy to be here. But it's really interesting how this came to be. We were actually taking some time at the beginning of the year to fast and pray and kind of give God the year and consecrate it to Him and pray about some of the things that were on our hearts. And we were going through Joseph's story. So Genesis 37 all the way through 50 tells his story, his life, all the way through until his death. And we took some time to really dissect the text and understand what his process was like. So Joseph in the Bible had these dreams from God, and these dreams led him down different paths that eventually brought these dreams forth, and they were fulfilled. And so we spent some time reading through it and really talking through it and praying about it and praying about some of the dreams that were on our hearts for the year. And it was also around the time that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day came around. And one day I was just really reflecting on dreaming. And the Lord kind of showed me the connection between Joseph in the Bible and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and really this concept of what it looks like to dream with God. So that's where it all began. That's where it was birthed. And from there, it was really just a process to get to this final product. Do you want me to go into that a little bit?
Yeah, because I feel like once you have that dream, it's scary to even want to put it in motion. Mm-hmm. So what were some fears and struggles that you even had? Then what was the process as well for this dream?
Yeah. So it really started with, I think I told her about it. It was like, hey, I think that the Lord's put this idea on my heart that I, want to maybe pursue. And she's like, yeah, what is it? So I tell her about it and she's like, okay, that sounds really good. Let's, let's see more. Because I always have ideas. I always want to start new things. And so it was kind of one of those, all right, let's see you, move forward. Because one of the biggest thing for all of us is we have dreams. We have these things on our hearts, but dreams are just that. Until there's action, until there's a plan, until there's a way to move forward, the dream doesn't go beyond just your imagination or your vision. Mm-hmm. So I started laying out some of the thoughts and some of the things that really I've seen in my life throughout the years and how God's helped me move some of the dreams that I've had on my heart forward, and then really looking and connecting, Joseph's path, and then looking and seeing how that even related to Dr. Martin Luther King's path, and then really looking and seeing whether it's friends, whether it's stories, whether it's mentors, how dreams have these, interconnected things or seasons that we can all learn from. So from there, we laid it out, started writing, and, it kind of flowed really well. But there was this fear of am I in over my head? Should I really be doing this? Is this something that is really from you, God? And, it's all questions that really come from being uncertain about how it'll turn out. Will people even read it? Will people even buy it? And those were all questions that I had to answer and I had to really bring to God. I remember one day just having this panic moment, and I think I told her when she came home, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to do this anymore. It's dumb. I'm just going to, put it off to the side. And she was like, well, did God tell you to write it? I was like, yeah. She's like, well, then everything else doesn't matter. You don't need to be comparing yourself to anybody else. You don't need to be thinking about all the details. He'll take care of that. You just need to keep moving. And so kept writing and stayed consistent in writing and kept doing a lot of research on publishing and what that whole process looked like. And before you know it, we had a physical hard copy, and now it's getting ready to be released and published.
That's amazing. And so I love how you said, like, Shelby, you kept talking to Shelby, she supported you, but she wanted to see that action. How did you support him? Because this wasn't your dream.
Right. So whenever he first brought it up, it was kind of interesting that you mentioned that you always like have these dreams and ideas, because whenever he first brought it up, I was like, oh, okay, like another idea, another dream, that's cool. And I think that happens for a lot of people. A lot of people will have these ideas and dreams on their heart, but they don't actually follow through with them. And so my encouragement for him was like, okay, like if God really did put this dream on your heart, then like let's move forward with it. And so even in those seasons when it's like difficult and it was hard for him, because it's not always going to be easy, I had to be that encouragement for him. And this book is actually a physical manifestation of him like following through on that dream instead of just like keeping it on his heart.
Yeah.
And so one of the chapters in the book he actually talks about is that other people have a role to play in your dreams, and like it's not just the dreams on our heart, but what are the dreams that people have around us, and like what role do we have to play in that? Because how we treat other people's dreams is going to be a reflection on how other people treat our dreams and
So
how they're
true.
going to manifest too. So
That's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, I can attest to that, like you guys just supporting my dream of this YouTube channel. And so when you guys told me about this book, I was like, they need to be on this channel and talk about their dreams, because you have to support people and their dreams. So Yvonne, do you have anything that you could encourage people to, like, that have a dream but they maybe don't know like the steps to take, or what would you say if they have this dream, what should they do next?
Okay. So if you have the dream, I think the biggest thing is a lot of times we keep it in our minds, a lot of times we keep it in our hearts, but just like Habakkuk says, like you have to write the dream down. You have to write what it is that you'll be going after down. It all starts, it goes from seeing it in here and here to actually having it on paper. And then, of course, once it's written down, it's figuring out, okay, what are the steps? What needs to happen in order to get to this vision point? Writing that down and then going after that. I love one of the quotes that says, you have to plan the work and then you have to work the plan.
That's so good.
It's one thing to dream and to want to do things, but it's another thing to really put in the time, put in the effort, and doing everything that you can. One of the days actually in there, we talk about input versus outcome, because this whole thing is all about dreaming with God and what that means for you. And so if the dream's on your heart and if it's something you're wanting to do, obviously the first thing's going to be writing it down, but also it's going to be checking in with God and making sure that this is really from Him, praying and putting that before Him continually, because if it's from Him, then He'll continue to give you the steps. You're only going to be responsible for the input. So I talk a lot about input versus outcomes. When God puts a dream on your heart, you're only responsible for the input. He takes care of the outcome. So all you need to be doing is making sure that you're doing everything on your end. You're working it. You're making the plan, but you're also working the plan. That you're consistently on your knees and praying. That's one of the biggest things that sometimes we forget when we're doing, because it's like, okay, well, God's given me this thing. God's giving me this dream. I need to run it. I need to do it.
Right.
But there's a very big element that draws us back to the one who gave us the dream. And that's continually in prayer and continually leaving it with open hands to Him. At any point, if God said, okay, you wrote it, now read through it and share it with 10 people and that's it, then that's what it would have been, because at the end of the day, it's all about Him.
Yeah.
I would love to add something to that. So I love the title. It's I Have a Dream, a 21-day devotional on dreaming with God. And that with God part is really important, because I don't know about for everybody, but especially with like people like me, God will give me a dream and then I'll be like, okay, peace. Like I got it from here, and I'll try and take it over and do it all on my own. But the process of dreaming is a process of submission. And so you have to dream with God, and the whole process is with Him. It's not just Him giving you the dream and then that's the end of it.
Yeah. Y'all, these guys are such a power couple. I'm like, yes, like I just love it. But no, this book, I Have a Dream, it launches June 21st, but you can they get pre-sales going on, correct?
Mhm.
So I'm going to have the link below so that you can order this book, because this is a great resource. If you have a dream and you don't maybe know what steps to take next, or maybe you just want that spark to have a dream again, this is going to be a great resource for you. It's a 21-day devotional. The days are super easy, and they have beautiful pictures, and they have sorry, I hope I can show this. But sneak peeks and it has like spots to journal. So this book is amazing. I'm so proud of these guys, and I also love that how we color coordinated.
We did do it on purpose.
We did not plan this, but you know me, I love color coordinating. So it was the Holy Spirit. He did that. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us.
So good, and
we love your channel.
Oh, well,
We do.
I love you.
We're sitting at home all the time looking at what new video does Kaley have up next. So
Yep.
if you're not subscribed to this channel,
Subscribe.
go ahead and hit the subscribe button.
Yep.
If you don't have post notifications on, go
Turn
ahead
them
and
on.
make sure that they're on so you keep getting all this wonderful content. But
Oh.
you're doing a phenomenal job, Kaley.
Thank you. Y'all are the best. You're so sweet. Gosh, I don't even know what to say, but I will see you guys next Friday, and be sure to get this